Right, this is the very first stage, and it's probably the most difficult bit to do, and it's not that difficult, of making our shelves. So what we're doing is we're making a little platform to start the shelves at the same height as the skirting board that's already here. So first of all, if we cut a piece of wood to length like that, the piece supplied, and that's where we'll start our shelves from, and then that will have a skirting board on it. But we need to support that. And also, if you look at this piece of wood, you can see that I've taken a bit off with a plane around the edges. And the reason I've done that, it doesn't have to be particularly good, just what I want is for it to sit halfway down. So it sits halfway down the skirting board. So when we put the skirting board on to match this, it will come up to halfway. It'll become clear later on. Right, so first we need to make a base to support that, and just get some old wood that fits. So I've got some bits of my glue here. I'm going to screw these ones down. Right. Well, these are just bits of wood that I had to hand. Right, I've done a pencil mark on the. I've made the base, and now I need to glue this piece of wood down with the edge on top of there. Right, so I'm going to squirt lots of glue on here. Right, on it goes. Right, and we want it level. Very important, it's got to be level. That's level that way, and now I want to check it this way. Right, that is spot on. Well, we'll leave that overnight now, and then we'll start building the shelving unit. Right, our base is dry and level, and we're now ready to start building the shelves. Okay, using solvent-free, no nails glue, we take one of these uprights and we squirt some glue on it. And we want some on this bottom. Now this will go here. Flush there, and a slight gap there, always leaving a little gap between the back wall and the shelves, because the wall is never straight. These walls are never parallel and that's never straight. So if we leave a little gap of 3 mil or so, then hopefully it'll undulate and it will work. Right, the next side. Once again. No nails to stick to the wall. And then wood glue where you've got wood on wood. Right, now you want to measure that gap, and we want to split it into equal parts. So this one, I'm having one there and one there. So I'm dividing it into thirds. So take another upright. This height of upright is a standard paperback sized upright. Right, glue on here. Down there. Right. I will move that around later on if need be, and then another one here. Right, now we want to put one on top where the next row of shelves will be. So we'd measure this and then cut it using that saw. Is the best thing to use, but if you don't have one, then just a normal panel saw like that. But a big chop saw like that is more accurate. You can take little bits off at a time to get it just right. Right, so here's our shelf to go on here. So we put some glue on each of these. The whole shelf is made with nothing but glue and wood. No screws or nails or brackets. And it's incredibly strong. And then this on here. Right, we want to make sure these are square. So that's square, and on the back, push it till it's square. That's pretty good. Right, that's good. Now let's get a weight. A brick is perfect. Right, we'll put one in the middle too. Right, I will have to mop it up with a sponge quite soon, but I don't have one handy. Let's just make sure that hasn't moved. No, that's good. Yeah. Right, well now we're ready for the next layer. So again, we're going to do that. And then we'll stick this one here. This one, you probably won't have the problem. We've got a blanked off plug, so I've cut a bit out. So it fits in there. We'll glue that there. Glue that there. And once again, we'll do that. Glue that on top. So I've cut this to fit the angles of the wall. And then again, you're lining it up just with your eye. That lines up. You can check it with the spirit level. Make sure it's going straight up. And then once that's glued, you then put more weights on and you carry on going all the way up to the top. And it's incredibly strong. Just look at this. Look how strong this is. Look, so here's another one that I made a few days ago, and look, you can just go up there. You know, I could get half a dozen men standing on this thing, and it's incredibly strong. Only fits with glue. Right, that'll do, thanks. Right, we've reached the third level. I've stuck these two in, and now let's do these ones. So once again, glue on this edge. Oops, got stuck. Nothing there. Right, I'll take these off a second. Put them here. And then we'll put some glue on top. Now we need to check these are all still going straight, and remember it has to look right. It doesn't have to be right, it just has to look right. So if we get a square, if you just eye up, if you look down like that, and you put a square, sure it's going. And also you can double check with a tape, so you can measure from the wall. But remember, the walls are undulating, so don't be too fussy. And then just carry on. And one last thing I want to show you is the glue. All the time the glue is going off, so always keep a sponge handy and just wipe that up. You know, you've got a few minutes to play with, but keep that white and the top one. Okay. Right. This is all painted with our first coat of water-based primer. Now we need to sand before we paint it again. Very rough on these edges. So if we take some fine sandpaper, this is 240 grit paper, and just sand that. If you and sand all around here as well, and then dust it off before you do your second coat. Right, next I'm going to show you how to put the skirting board onto the bottom of the cupboard. So here's our skirting board, and we can just glue that onto there like that. But first of all, you need to cut it to the right size. With the skirting board, it needs to match the profile onto there. And to get that profile, I'll just show you how to do that. If you have an offcut of skirting board, and then the bit you want to cut, you hold one against the other, and then you can mark with a pencil, like so. And then with a jigsaw you can cut out, and then that will fit into there. Right, and then all I'm going to do is just glue, using no nails. I'll squirt some on there and then fix that against here. Like that. Right, okay, once it's painted and sanded down, we need to fill the edges. All these cracks, these bits here where the skirting board, and up here on the picture rail where it meets there. We're using decorator's cork and a sponge. So we squirt them in, a thin bead, and then with a wet finger